Welcome to another video on game development with Asha Akanksha Foundation. In today's video, we learned the logic to end the game for the skateboard game that we were designing, and we'll also add a timer to indicate the time elapsed, and finally we'll add a game over screen which also allows the user to go back to the main menu. Okay, so let's start coding the game over logic for the game. And for that, what we want to do is we want to check the ball's y coordinate. If the ball's y coordinate goes below the skateboard's position, then it's a game over for the player. So the skateboard is positioned at y equal to -4. So we can check for ball coordinates, the ball's coordinate going to -5, and if that happens, we will declare a game over for the player. So let's go to the ball controller, and we want to check if rigid body dot position dot y is greater than 4.5. 4.5 should be enough. Then it's a game over. So we're going to make a boolean variable game over equal to Now we're going to create a timer which will pause when this game over becomes true. So it's basically false initially. Let's get started with the timer. So for that, we would need a canvas. Let's go to the UI, create a small panel, which will be the timer. And this panel is not going to be of the full size. It's going to be of size 0.1, and let's change its color. We'll place the timer on the side, and for that we're going to just position it using the scene. Let me just switch on the HD mode so that whatever I position is correct according to that as well. And that's our timer. So we'll add a UI element for text box, and that is going to store the time. Well, let's fill in some numbers there. The font size is very small according to HD right now, so we'll increase that, even the width and height. 500 is perfect. Let's make the color black or gray. Um, okay, this seems fine. We'll add another child panel. We'll decrease the opacity for this one. Like we'll make the color a little different. And for this one, we will make the color white. And the size a little smaller. So it's going to be 0.8. And that just basically made a frame for it. Now let's start with the script to update the time. So for that, we're going to we're going to count the number of seconds here. I think we'll keep it in float. So we'll have a start time. And then we're going to have a current time, which will be a local variable here in the update function. So if not game over, so if game over, we'll simply return. Now the local variable current time the elapsed time is going to be current time minus start time. Now the number of minutes is going to be elapsed time mod 60, and the number of seconds is going to be elapsed time minus number of minutes into 60. Basically mod 1. And now our timer, so we need to store the TM text mesh pro object, the UI element, So let's just fetch it directly from the game object dot find, and we want to find time, and then we want to fetch the component. Text mesh pro UGUI, and that will give us the, so I think that's what we named. Yeah, this is named as time. And we're going to add the using TM Pro. Now let's go to the console. We need to convert this to an int. Even for this one. So one thing for sure is the time isn't increasing. So let's go back to the code. We're taking a mod 60 from the elapsed time. And then the number of minutes into 60. Sorry, mod, we need to do divided by 60, right? The time is in any case not increasing. Let's print the time here. Oh, I see. We did greater than 4.5, but we actually wanted to check less than minus 4.5. So that's actually the ground is actually meant minus 4.5. And what we did was basically once the ball reaches the top, we ended the game. And for that reason, nothing happened. Right, so now the timer is increasing, and after a while it stops increasing. Now let's go to so this game over state should be public, and we'll go to the canvas, uh, we'll go to the skateboard controller and add a check if, so let's fetch this here only, game object dot find ball dot get component ball controller. Is that how we write? Dot game over. If game over, then we don't want to update the position of the skateboard as well. Also, if game over, we don't want to change the ball's position as well. So we'll also make the ball's velocity 0. So we're getting ball controller. Okay, let me just clear this one. Okay, no errors. So this is minus 4, and we see that we're not able to move the boards anymore. Now let's go and increase the velocity of the skateboard. Also, let's first move to free aspect version so that even you can see the game properly. The timer wouldn't appear because that's a part of the UI layer which does not scale between the front between the um, so yeah, so we ended on the ground and the time is 19 seconds here. So if you move to the full HD version, you can see the time as well. And that basically ends this second game. On game over, you can add another component. So you can add another panel here. Scale it to 0.5, 0.5. Change the color. I think 200 opacity should be fine. And then add a child. Increase the font size, so increase the width also. 5000, 5000. In the center with a font size of 300, we show a game over. Let's move this text a little above the, and then we'll add a button. That's going to be the back button. So on this canvas, we're going to apply the canvas controller, start canvas controller, which I'm sorry, but yeah. So now in the back button, we're going to drag in the canvas, and from the start canvas controller, we want to go back to the skate menu. So that's what we want from this back button. Let's increase its size. Position it here, and in the button we have the text, which is going to be with a font size 200 containing back. So that's what we can do with the fonts. Let's try the back button out once. Yeah, that made us move to the previous screen. So now we're going to save this game overs object as a, so now we're going to make this invisible in the beginning. So basically disable it from here, and then we're going to enable it from the um, this ball controller once the game over is called, once the game over happens.